Hello, how are you? It is Labor Day weekend in America, probably our strangest holiday. I don't understand it, but whatever. So, I'm going to try making a toot here on something a little more complex. It's really not complex. It's actually very, very easy, but because of the beads I'm using, it may be a little more difficult for you if you're not used to using round beads and a peyote kind of stitch. I'm going to show you how I make those little round coin purses. They aren't huge. I think the biggest one I've ever made was probably maybe 4.5 inches across, maybe a little bit bigger, possibly as much as 5 inches. I don't remember because I sold it. I don't have it anymore, and I never did measure it. If I did, I don't have the information anymore. So it's really easy. It's not hard to do. You do need a couple of materials. These are size 11 round Japanese seed beads. Delicas, of course, always work better, but for these bags you need so many beads that I think rounds actually work better, because I like making these big, and delicas would probably take forever and they're so expensive. So I use round 11s for these. I've got a size, what is this, size 11, 12 beading needle and some 8-pound fire line. You also need, believe it or not, some tape. I use a painter's tape, which I have to run and get. I don't know where it is right now. I have to find it. Or masking tape, you know, the brown paper tape, to help hold things together as it starts getting bigger. I'm going to go find that tape and I'll be back. Okay, can't find my painter's tape, but I found masking tape. You need this. This will help you a great deal. Okay. It's really easy. It's not hard. Like I said, the hardest part is dealing with round beads instead of delicas. So I have a black mat and a peachy pink, light pink here. These are Miyuki's, both of them. You're going to start by picking up 3. Bring them to the end of your thread and tie a knot. I like to go through them again. And then tie off. So you have a little bitty triangle of 3 beads. Like that. I'm going to tie it off and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my little 3 bead triangle here. I'm going to put my needle through the next bead here. Then I'm going to cut off that tail because it's going to totally get in my way, and I'm not afraid. So I'm going to cut it off and just make it, you know, just make it a 1/2 inch long. You don't need it. So there you go. You're going to pick up 1 bead. I'm having the hell of a time getting things set up the way I want. I apologize for not making videos. I just can't get things the way I want, my new place, and I am really, really upset about it. So, alright, where am I? Here I am. I'm going to pick up a pink bead. I'm going to go through the next bead. Right here. I had a couple yards of this thread on here, so I don't have to change thread very often. Pick up another bead, put it through the next. You're going to be adding 3 beads to this to start off. 1 more. Can you still see what I'm doing? I'm trying to lift my head and watch the screen and watch what I'm doing with my hands. And okay. That tail's already in my way. Just a little tiny thing and it's totally in my way. Okay. That'll work. So you're going to end up with an ugly little triangle like this. Now you're going to pick up 2 beads and put them through the corners of this little triangle. So pick up 2. I'm using black now so you can see the contrast that's going on where I'm putting what. I have 2. I've got a corner here, so I'm putting my needle through that corner. Pick up 2 more. Put my needle through the next corner, right here. And one more corner. Pick up 2 beads and put it through that first bead right here. And you're going to have your needle come out in between that first set of 2, the 2 black ones that I have in this case. Just like this. And then I'm going to add 1 bead in between the black beads. So I'm going to use pink. Right here. 1. This looks like a lot of space, and it is a lot of space, but oh well. 1 bead. One more in between the next set of 2 blacks. Just like this, see? 1 bead. Needle coming through in between the 2 blacks. 1 more. And 1 pink, and then you're going to step up through the first pink we added here. I'm going to add 2 again. This tail is bugging the crap out of me. I just hate it. So I'm going to go back to black. Ooh, that's a song, isn't it? With some crazy singer. Alright, 2 black. We're going to go through all the pinks with 2 blacks. Two more black. And 2 more black. Two more. I have 6 pairs of black beads. Two more. Like this. 1 more pair. And you're going to bring your needle up again in between the first pair of blacks that you made. Put on there. You're going to have a little thing like this. So again, we're going to add just 1 pink bead all the way around. Ugh. In between those black ones. Be right back. Alright, we're going to start building now. And The steps actually stay the same, but the counts change. So I'll try to keep that straight for you. We're going to add one pink bead in between everything, and we're going to do that 3 times. So add a pink bead in between all the blacks. In between all the groups, you know, the pairs. And then we're going to add a pink bead in between all the pink beads. 2 more times. Oop, got a little knot. How to fix it. Fixed. You know, this is a very old color combination. It was like crazy popular in the 50s, the early 50s. Isn't that something? And it's so classic. I don't know why it ever fell out of favor, because it's very pretty. Black and this light pink. Real pretty. People would decorate their bathrooms in that color. If you can believe it, they did. I think we had a bathroom when I grew up in Detroit. Our old house in Detroit had pink tile, pink and black tile, I think, and it was really wild. Anyway, okay, I'm at the end. You're going to step up. There's a black bead there, and then the first pink bead that I added. Whoops. And I'm going to add 2 more rows of pink beads in between all those pink beads, and I'll be back. I'm still working on my 3rd round here. I wanted to point out, I forgot to mention, that as you're working, you want to keep things flat. So when it's small like this, you know, just keep it nice and flat in between your fingers. You don't want it curling up like this, which it will do if you don't, you know, keep it nice and tight in between your fingers. And there's another way to keep it tight. That's what we're going to use or flat. That's what we're going to use the tape for later. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, I'm adding my last bead in this 3rd round of pink. This is what I have. You can see, let's see if I can figure out how to help you count 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. That's how you can tell you have enough. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to add groups of 2 again. So I'm going to go back to the black beads, pick up 2 black, and put them in between each up bead that you can see in your little wheel. If you can't tell which one is the up bead, just count. And that way you can tell which one is the highest, and that's where your pairs should go. So I'm going to put these pairs all the way around, and I'll be back. Putting my last pair in this row through the pink, and then you want to put it through both of the black beads. Whoop. First set of black beads that you have. So you're going through 3 beads here. Keep things flat. Alright. Now we're going to put 1 pink bead in between all pairs, like this. Pick up 1 pink, go through both blacks, 1 pink, go through both blacks, 1 pink, go through both blacks, all the way around, I have a cup of pop next to me, some Diet Coke, and I just know this thread is going to get caught around it. And I'm going to spill Diet Coke all over me. I just know it. So I'm trying to be careful. Try to keep things flat. This is when it really wants to start arcing on you, and you don't want that to happen. This pattern was developed by the amazing Suzanne Cooper, who, as far as I know, never made anything bigger than 2 inches, 2.5 inches. I took it to extremes. I hope she doesn't mind because I love it, and it worked out so well. My extreme nature. Not really. Alright, last set of blacks, and then through the first pink I added. And you're going to add a set of 2 on top of the 2 blacks you made in the previous row. So going through the pinks. So pick up 2 black, go through the next pink, so that you hit, now it really is going to start arcing, so you got to be very careful. 2 black through the next pink, like this, all the way around, and I'll show you what to do. Okay, adding my last set of black, and now I'm going to bring my needle up in between the first 2 that I added in this round. This is what we have now. You're going to add a pink in between all of these, between all these blacks and the pink. So let's start that. I'm going to have to start adding tape very soon because it's too big now for my fingers to hold on to. See? I'm going to start getting a little bowl instead of a nice flat disc. So we'll start. Now let me put the tape on first. I'll show you how you do that. Alright, here's my disc. I'm working from this side, so I'm going to put my tape on this side. In the end, just make little tiny, and this tape works very well at the end as a pattern piece when you add your lining in your little purse. So this keeps everything nice and flat, and as it grows you're going to add more and more tape, and you're going to crisscross it, and yeah, works real well. So then I just cut off the extra so I don't have it all over the place, sticking to everything. Alright, back to the pink beads now, in between black pairs here, oops, here, get the idea? Oops. So I'm going to go all the way around. And I'll be back. Getting ready to add my last bead in this round. Through the next black and then up through the first pink I added. And from here on out, you're going to start working with four single rounds in your building. So I've added one, I have to add 3 more. This is my second round using pink beads in a single fashion. So when I get my 4 rounds of pink beads singly, I'll be back. This is nice good therapy. It takes a good, a good while to do. Okay, I've got my 4 rows on there. You can count and see 1, 2, 3, 4. I've added more tape to the back. As soon as your beads start sticking out from the tape, it's time to add more tape. It'll curl immediately. At least it does on me. Now we're going to add another increase row. And the increase rows get different from now on. Each one will be a little bit different than the previous one. So in this increase row, you're going to add 1 bead, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2. And I'm going to use black for my increase rows so you can tell the difference between them. So add 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 2, all the way around, and I'll be back. I'm adding my last one, which happens to be a pair. It should be a pair, because it should be a single, then a pair, then a single and a pair, and you're going to step up. See? You're going to go through all of the black beads with 1 pink bead. You're going to go through the pairs together like this. You're not going to separate them. They're going to go like this together. But you're going to add a pink bead in between all of the black beads, pretending the pairs are 1 bead. So, when I'm through with that, I'll be back. Okay, I've got the first, or this next increase round done, and I've added pink beads in between all of the black increase beads. And now we're going to repeat that black increase round by adding 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So pick up 2, go through the pink bead, add 1, pink bead, 2, pink bead, 1, it's too small. Go through the pink bead, do that all the way around, and I'll be back. Okay, my last 1 bead, oops. And now we're going to start our pink rounds singularly. Bring your needle up. So you're going to step up through the pink and come out in between the black beads, a pair of black beads that you have there. You're going to add 4 rounds of pink beads, one at a time, in between all of the black, including the pairs. So, we shall do that. one pink. Just keep adding pink beads all the way around through the black beads and between the black pairs. And this thing starts growing by leaps and bounds. Remember to add more tape to the back if you need to, which I'm going to be doing when this round is done. And just do that all the way around. I'll be back. Got my 4 rounds of pink on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See? Time for another increase. But this time, we're going to add 1 black, 1 black, 2 black. 1 black, 1 black, 2 black. 1 black, 1 black, 2 black. Like this. All the way around. 1 black, 1 black, 2 black. One black, 1 black, 2 black, all the way around, and we're going to add a pink bead in between all of the black sections, and we're going to do this same row again, just like this previous row. I'll be back. I've got the pink beads in between all of the black beads, even the pairs. Now I'm going to repeat that black row, adding 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, all the way around. And then I'm going to add 4 rows of pink beads, just like here. I'm going to continue that, adding until you get to the next increase row. And then you're going to add 3 black beads and 2, 3 black beads and 2, 3 black beads and 2. You're going to repeat this until you get as big as you want. Each increase row will be 1 bead more of the single black beads. Instead of 2, you use 3. Instead of 3, you'll use 4. Instead of 4, you'll use 5. I've gotten all the way up to 6. 6 or 7, I think, to make these big round circles. And that's how it works. I don't know how far I'll go with this in a tutorial. I mean, I guess I'll go do a couple more, but you know, I think you get the idea how this works. And the construction of the bag, you have to make 2 of these to make the bag. So I'll make a couple more so you can kind of see how else it goes. And I gotta charge this camera. It's getting ready to die. The battery's gonna die. Okay, I started putting the next round of pink. And remember to put a pink bead in between your pair beads. Beads, you know, there are 2 together. Know what I mean? So you've got a bead in between every single one of the increase rows. The last increase row. You can see that. Yeah, you can see it. Just reminding you. On to the next increase row. 4 singles, 1 double, 1. Oh, I just changed this thread, it's really long. 2, 3, 4, and then a double. So I'm going to finish this all the way, this one side. Show it till you complete. I haven't determined how big I'm going to make this yet, so when I do that, I will be back and I'll show you how big I'm going to make this bag. And hopefully I'll have time to make the other side, the mate to this side, and show you how I do construction. There's a couple different ways to do it. I went up to 5 single beads and then a double. That's as far as I went. I should have counted one of my other ones, one of my unfinished ones. I think I've gone up to as much as 8 as I was working on this. I've made them much bigger than this. And you can do that. Just keep increasing the number of beads you use in your increase stitch, your increase rows. So I've, started off with, where is that? 1, then 2, then 3, 4, and 5. With 5 rows in between. I'm sorry, 4 rows in between.